Hi, I'm Maggie.
I'm Jill.
Nice to meet you.
Me too.
Just take a seat right here. So did you have any trouble finding the office today?
No, it was pretty easy to get here.
That's good. Yeah, sometimes it's tricky to find. So what brings you in today?
Well, I've just been having trouble managing so many different stressors in my life, and a friend of mine actually told me that she was able to get some help from you guys.
Oh, okay.
I figured I'd try it out.
Okay, that's really cool. So she's been to Promise before and has worked with other therapists here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow, that's great. So yeah, like I said, Promise, you might be already kind of familiar with it, but Promise is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Promise is a community action center, and we have different case managers and therapists. My role as a case manager, I'm a social worker that is a case manager. But yeah, there's various people that work here, and we all work with different clients to try to link them to resources within the community, and just to kind of work on goal setting and things that are going on in their lives, and try to help them meet those goals or connect them with people outside the organization that can get that done for them.
Okay.
But yeah, was your friend able to have success with Promise?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she recommended it, so I figured might as well.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad that she was able to have success. So hopefully you're able to also.
I hope.
So today's session is more going to be talking about kind of the logistics of how future sessions will work, and kind of about some important information about my role and then your role in the process, and just kind of some formal parts of it. And then future sessions, after we establish this, in future sessions we'll be able to work on more specific issues that are going on in your life and how to work on those and set those goals. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the topic of informed consent. So the first portion of that is basically talking about how often you're able to visit Promise. So I'm not sure how often your friend was here, but what my services offer is 2 visits per month. And so you can space those out where you do like back-to-back 2 weeks in a row, or maybe like the first week of the month and the last week of the month. Whatever you think would be best for you, we can work on that. But our services do extend only to 2 weeks, or to 2 visits per month. And so along with those visits, it's really important that you communicate if you're going to need to cancel a visit at least 24 hours in advance, just because we want to make sure that nobody's time is being wasted here, and that we're able to work with every client equally. So it would be really nice if you're able to contact at least 24 hours in advance if you do need to cancel. But yeah, hopefully that won't be an issue, and we can work with you on your schedule to make sure we really find times that will work for you.
Okay, good. Sounds good.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, I think that sounds pretty good.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about if you need to cancel, and so if you after a few sessions, or even after this session, if you decide that it's not clicking, or that you're not fond of the way that I'm handling the service, then you can feel free to speak with the front desk about connecting with a different case manager, with someone that you feel might be more adequate to meet your needs and try to help you. And if that's not with me, then that's totally fine. We just want to make sure we find someone that works with you really well.
Okay.
So yeah, feel free to do that. And if you don't want to express that to me, I understand. If you want to do that at the front desk, that's okay too.
Okay.
And so our visit, the way that I price the visits that I see with my clients is on a sliding scale. So basically, it ranges from about $60 to $90. So based off of what you can afford, or what you can pay, is what your rate will be. So if $60 is the most that you're able to pay for these visits, then that's okay. If you're able to pay in between that or $90, that's okay too, whatever works for you. And then you can discuss that further at the front desk afterwards to decide where you fall on that sliding scale.
Okay, that sounds good.
Do you have any questions about that?
Well, I'm a little bit worried about affording to pay, but
Okay.
maybe I should take that up with the front desk.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. And then also on your way out, when you're scheduling your next appointment, you can feel free to discuss with them. I know that they do have different payment methods that we can work with people on, and different financing options, just to make sure that we're able to meet your needs regardless of price. So we're usually able to work with clients pretty well on their payment methods.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Okay, so basically one of the really great aspects of the working relationship between us, between me as your case manager and you as the client, is that everything that you say is confidential. So So that means that it'll stay between the two of us. Whatever you tell me, I can't tell anybody else. So that really creates a great way for you to like confide in me with things that you might not feel comfortable sharing with other people. But there are extents to that confidentiality, and the first one is that if you ever express that you know of or are aware of child or elder abuse or child or elder neglect, then I do have to fulfill my duty as a mandated reporter and inform the proper authorities of that. And additionally, if you ever express the need or the desire to harm yourself or others, I have to fulfill my duty to warn, and then once again notify the proper authorities just to make sure that everybody's safe and that you're safe.
Okay, that
So,
makes sense.
okay, yeah. So do you understand what I
Yeah.
mean by that? Okay.
Yeah.
But all other topics I want you to feel comfortable discussing with me because I'm very non-judgmental and it's a very open environment where I want you to feel comfortable discussing, issues going on in your life and how I can help you with those.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'm glad you understand. So finally, if you were ever to feel that my services weren't adequate and you feel that a lawsuit is necessary and you do choose to file a lawsuit, the confidentiality between us is broken. It's no longer upheld. So I do not have to continue upholding that confidentiality if you do choose to sue me. Okay. Do you have any final questions about that?
No, I think that all follows pretty well.
Okay, so basically I've informed you of all the important aspects of, of our relationship that we're going to have. So would you mind signing off to acknowledge that you agree with these terms?
Would I be able to get a copy of this as well?
Yes, I can run a copy for you after you sign.
Okay, good, just so if I ever forget.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. So I know you talked a little bit about at the beginning about what brought you in here, but can you elaborate a little bit more for me about what brought you in today?
Okay, I barely even know where to begin. I had a lot of my stress seems to be financial. I'm a teacher, but I'm actually only currently employed as a substitute teacher.
Mhm.
My school's going through budget cuts and they reduced my hours.
That's probably pretty difficult.
Yeah, it is. And then I have a lot of other expenses that I have to go through. My father just passed away recently, and we have to cover all of the medical expenses from his hospice stay and his funeral. So that's kind of a lot. And then also my eldest son, Robbie, has had 2 grand mal seizures in the past year. And so we have a lot of related medical and rehab expenses from him.
So how's your son doing right now?
Right now, health-wise, I mean, he hasn't had a seizure for about a few months, but the doctors are still trying to, do tests on him and evaluate what's wrong. They're not quite sure what's causing it, so it's kind of scary.
Right, that must be pretty confusing and frustrating that the doctors don't know what's going on yet.
It is. I mean, I think they're hopefully doing their best, but...
How frequently does he have seizures?
Well, we actually just found out that he's had 2 grand mal ones in the past year, but we found out that frequently throughout the day, he will experience these small seizures where he blacks out for just a minute or two in conversation. It almost seems natural, like it's hard to tell when it's happening.
Wow.
So we're going through that right now.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty difficult. And so the doctors are working with him on that right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And so far, he's been able to stay in school, but I'm a little worried in the future.
Right. Wow. So you said he's your eldest son. Do you have any other children?
Yeah, I do have an 8-month-old daughter. Her name is Chelsea.
Okay. And she has never shown any signs of seizures yet?
No.
Okay.
She's hopefully everything's fine.
Okay. So she's 8 months old. So those are your 2 children?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. So that must be pretty difficult though, like having to, worry about these medical expenses and the medical issues that your son's facing while also having an infant child.
Mm-hmm.
That must be a lot.
And between me and my boyfriend working, sometimes we have to put her in childcare, and that can be expensive too.
Right. I can understand that. So you mentioned your boyfriend. Does he live in the home with you?
Yes, his name's Daniel. He's a mechanic.
Okay.
And my home is me, him, and then our 2 kids.
Okay.
Well, actually, I guess I should clarify that Robbie is the son from my first husband.
Okay. Okay. So he's so your current boyfriend is his stepfather. Well, not his
Mhm.
stepfather, but not his real father.
Mm-hmm.
Do they they get along?